Welcome back, guys, to Bad Movies, Worst People. This was my pick.
This was her pick, and this is Made in Arizona month. And this week, I don't know, you can't buy me love.
Ooh,
You can actually buy love, just so you know.
you can.
I mean, it's
How do you
not
think you got me?
love.
Well, and you don't buy it, you rent it.
Just kidding.
Well, that's true.
It's been a while since I've seen that, and those just make me laugh and happy.
Dude, our
Holy
intro
crap.
goes hard. Like from the music to the fucking images. Like Derek did well on that, and of course Evasion just fucking slays.
Slays.
That dude from the Friday the 13th clip, the friend, looks an awful lot like
Ricky.
Not Ricky, the other one.
Oh yeah, the kind of the bemulleted gentleman.
Quinton.
Oh, but it's like both of them put together.
Yeah, it's not either of them.
Right.
You guys know who Ricky is?
Wait, hold
Not
on.
Ricky
Ricky is
Martin?
the shorter one?
Yeah,
The crop top
the one
dude.
with the half shirt the whole time.
No.
Or naked.
He is Rico
Suave.
That's
Fuck
right.
Yeah.
Gerardo. Yeah.
Suave.
But it is Made in Arizona month, and this time it's all Tucson.
All Tucson.
And
I
it
just
actually
wanna
takes
point
place
out-
in Tucson.
I want to point out our intro didn't say our names, the podcast name, the nothing. It was
Oh,
just
we were in a hurry. It's
send
fine.
it.
You know where you
Bad
are.
movies,
you know who we
worst people.
Derek,
Tucson,
Whitney, Jack.
Derek.
I'm on Jack Durka.
And we are talking about Can't
We're
Buy
talking
Me
about
Love.
Can't Buy Me Love from 1987. It actually takes place in Tucson, unlike our Patreon, which was all filmed in Tucson, but they're like, it's California.
Yeah, this is LA. Like, no, this is Tucson High, home of the
This-
Badgers.
Yep.
And they hang out across the street from Casa Video. They drive right past the loft. You know.
I'll tell you right now, like, just even if I don't recommend this movie, I had such a fun time with nostalgia. Like, there's old beer cans, there's old soda cans, there's old Dorito bags of chips,
Oh my
there's
God,
the
the clear
Tucson
bags of
fucking
Doritos.
mall. Like, all this stuff was just doing it for me. Even the girl with the fucking fried ass crimped hair. I like it.
I
Is
like
she the one
Barb.
that's always wearing makeup that matches her hair stuff?
Yeah.
No, that's Patty.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait,
Is that
no,
the one?
Patty's curly. The other one, Tammy,
Barb.
Barb. What? All right.
There's Barbs and
There's-
Pats and
there's-
Sins.
Barb, Tammy. Or no, damn it! No, I'm saying it. There's Barb,
Patty,
Patty,
and Cindy.
Cindy, and Fran, who we barely see.
Yeah.
But we've seen her before.
Yeah, welcome back, Fran.
Who the fuck
Fran.
is Fran?
The new girl that Quint was hitting on.
Oh, looks like Leah Thompson.
She is Amy Dolan's, who was previously on the podcast in Ticks. She was the quote hot girl.
Oh, with the not Mexican boyfriend.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure you and I called it then that she was in Can't Buy Me Love.
Yeah, that's when you
You
guys started
might have.
talking about this movie.
I might have agreed with you.
But this is
I don't know,
directed
so long
by
ago.
Steve Rash.
Oh,
who-
I've had one
it
of
was not
those.
that long. She just said it's so long ago. That was October.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many
It's
beers ago
February.
that was? Dude.
Dude, I can't even remember what we recorded on Monday.
But Steve Rash directed.
What
the
did we
Buddy Holly
record on
story.
Monday?
Universal Soldiers. They had this brain fart.
That wasn't this Monday.
That was not
Fuck,
this
that was
Monday.
this Monday. See, I don't know.
Ah.
But this guy directed the Buddy Holly story with Gary Busey
Yep.
Mhm.
and Son-in-Law.
Ooh.
So Jack's a fan. He also directed a whole bunch of those American Pie, Road Trip, and Bring It On sequels that no one knows
Oh
about.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Him and the
Naked
writer.
Mile, an American Pie story.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And then the writer, Michael Swerdlick.
Sorry, Steve Rash. You do if you do enough sword licks, you get a Steve Rash. I'm sorry. Don't be licking
I've
that
been
many
there.
swords.
This was the first thing he wrote and the last thing he wrote that anybody saw. He did do a couple episodes of Beverly Hills. The story for Class Act with, I think, Kid and Play. It's another one
Uh-huh.
of their movies. and he did like 5 Mary-Kate and Ashley movies.
Jesus Christ.
So
Was he
Nothing but
Diddley
trouble.
one of 'em?
uh,
No, New York Minute.
these guys did something to piss somebody off. And I mean, all I have. So Amanda Peterson and Patrick Dempsey star in this movie.
Yeah,
She was 15. He was 20. So that's
she's
not weird.
15 in this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why there's no
And-
kissing or anything.
Well, it's just
She-
a crazy actual high schooler playing a high schooler. That
Yeah.
never happens.
Well,
It's
and
playing a senior, which is weird.
she quit acting in 94.
Hmm.
And then she died in 2015 from a morphine
Oh, shit.
overdose.
Oh shit.
And her family attributes her like downward spiral and her problems and stuff to some kind of traumatic event that happened during this movie.
This particular movie.
Yes.
Oh,
Mm.
I don't know what the story is. I didn't look that far into it because I didn't want to be sad.
okay.
The guy
But-
that's playing her college boyfriend looks like a real life piece of shit. I'm putting it
Yeah.
on him.
Well, and
Bobby?
I'm wondering if
Or-
that's part of the reason
Bobby.
these two dudes, these director and writer, didn't get to do a whole lot. Maybe something they did. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that'll bring us down.
I'm glad you got that out of the way before I made jokes.
Yeah. So now we can make jokes.
Yeah.
She did get her start. She played Annie on a
No, She was one of the dancers in Annie.
one of the orphans
Yeah.
in Annie.
So is one of the other girls here. I believe it was Patty.
Yeah,
no,
the,
it was Barbara. Tina Kaspari.
they're doing the Hard Knock Life, right?
Yeah, they
Curly-
were they were orphan dancers.
Yeah.
Curly hair or crimpy hair?
Curly. Curly is Barb. Crimpy is Patty.
Got it.
And
Patty
fun-
has glitter and like paint that matches her outfit.
No, she'll be forever known as Crimpy McPats.
Okay.
And fun fact about her, she also played Kelly in the unaired pilot of Married with Children.
Oh, they did a good call.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Applegate way better.
If you can get Applegate, you get Applegate, man.
She also quit acting in 1994. So
Oh man, something happened on the set of this fucking movie, and it
Well, this
doesn't
movie was
sound
87.
consensual. Yeah, well, also filmed in '86, even worse.
so we start out with Patrick Dempsey playing Ronald, but he'll just be Patrick Dempsey.
Or
Ron-
Donald.
Ronald
Or
Donald.
McDreamy.
McDreamy.
That's
It'll
where
be
my name is
McDreamy.
coming from, by the way. I'm Rarick today.
I don't know no Rarick. Tell him I'm out of the country.
But yeah, he was in Grey's Anatomy for I don't know an episode or two, right? And
Like 5 seasons, 6 seasons.
I'm like, I've never watched
Oh.
it, so yeah, that sounds about right.
Well,
Oh,
she's like-
he
she
he is
laughs.
gray.
well, she laughs and says like 5 or 6 seasons, as if there aren't 27 seasons of that
Oh, yeah,
show.
they kill him off.
That's like being in 4
He
episodes
might be
of a
in
soap
10
opera.
seasons. I don't remember.
There's a girl I dated that I should have known not to date because I asked her top 3 favorite sitcoms, and she mentioned Grey's Anatomy as her
That's
favorite
not a sitcom.
sitcom. Exactly. Should have known right there.
That's not a sitcom.
Maybe she
What?
was getting it confused with Scrubs.
I thought I would teach her a lesson, and I had her move in with me, and just ruined each other's life. So got you back in the long run. Time is a sweet revenge.
And Patrick Dempsey, and he'll be back because
Yeah.
he's in Sweet Home
Another
Alabama. He's in
boy.
some of those Bridget Jones movies. He's in Scream 3,
Isn't he
Lover
in,
Boy, which Jack just said.
Loverboy is definitely going to be done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the pizza one, right?
Yeah, it was made right after this one.
That's about buying love. That is in fact about
Again.
buying love. Yeah, can I
Well,
get a
not
pizza
love,
with
sex.
extra love? Well, you tell me the difference.
There's
I
a
love
big
sex.
difference.
And this movie was remade with Nick Cannon and somebody else, and it was Love Don't Cost a Thing.
Ooh,
I think it's the name of it.
I'm guessing Gabrielle Union because I love her,
I think
and I would like
that
to
sounds
see her
right.
kiss Nick Cannon.
know
If
what?
that's right, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think you are right. I think you are correct.
And have you guys ever seen the movie Explorers?
Yes, the young kids that build a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Apparently,
no, I haven't.
That's
seen it.
that's the only other thing I recognized from Amanda Peterson's credits, besides Annie, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, I
but
mean,
yeah,
it might just be because I haven't seen this movie in a while, but I kept thinking, I was like, what the fuck else do I know her from? And it could be just that she's a very pretty blonde girl playing, like she's doing the role.
How many times have you seen this movie? Jack.
I don't know. No, I knew you were talking to me. I just couldn't think about it because it's been one of
mine's
those.
a grand total of 1.
This was
First
his
time?
First time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, well, I watched it on TBS or whatever a lot. So let's focus
I
more on the fact that Derek went most of his life without watching this.
I had this on VHS growing up, and I watched it at least 4 times a year.
Well, I
Speaking of
may
first,
have seen
we
it.
filmed Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man on Monday. That's what we filmed.
That's what it was.
I may have seen it if they had released the R-rated cut that was supposed to come out.
Oh no.
Because
I
it was
don't think
supposed to
so. I
be a
want to know about it.
raunchier movie.
Yeah, you're supposed to see Patty's titties.
Oh man.
I kind of want the rated R cut. She
Release
has
the
one of the
tit
best
cut.
lines, dude. I'm sorry. I want to cut to it, but like, have you ever seen a tit this beautiful? There's only one like it. This one. I was like, that line works. Like, that
Yes,
is
it
such a
does.
great fucking. Not that this chick needs a line. She's got 2 boobs and curly hair.
Well,
Boobs.
I'm gonna assume that if you would like to find her breasts, it will be easy. Because Patty, played by Darcy DeMoss, by the way, the 2 movies I recognized from her credits are Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, which is the
Again.
one that comes after the Doug movie that we did, or whatever the fuck his name was.
The Doug movie.
What the fuck was the killer's name in that one? I'll never remember. The one
It
we
wasn't
watched where it
Jason.
wasn't
Ron, Roy,
Roy.
Roy,
I always want to say Doug, and I don't know why.
release the Doug cut.
he looks like a Doug.
And then she's also in a movie called Vice Academy 3. I'll let you go ahead and fill in what you think that might be about. But
Doesn't matter. It's the 3rd one. They're showing boobs.
I know that the first one does, so I'm assuming the second and third one also do.
They knew what made their money.
Give me that boom bobbies.
But so we start with Patrick Dempsey
I want to see the 2 most beautiful tits in the world. Ah, there they are.
using a riding mower in Tucson. And I was telling Whitney, I was like, sure, this is a big lawn, but where the fuck did he buy that? I don't think a store
Yeah.
in Tucson sells a riding
There,
mower.
yeah. I
And
have
I'm
some
sorry,
friends
one
that
stray
did.
rock, and these windows are fucking done.
Yeah. This is the house that my boss's friend lived in growing up.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's so fucking Tucson, like
I wanna
inside
say
and
East
out.
Speedway.
Inside
This
has
is a-
that fucking Sonoran desert fucking earth tones, a bunch of appropriated Native American culture as art.
This is up off Fort Lowell, kind of close to where Tucson Hop Shop is.
The house.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
near Trident 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Because IMDb very helpfully has like the addresses when you do movies that are in like an obscure place like Tucson.
I'm sorry,
There's always
Derek
some
just
guy-
said IMDb was helpful.
It was because there's always some dude who lives in whatever said city is that's like, well, this is at this exact address, and I'm able to look it up and go, oh shit, I know that place.
I got my first hand job behind the house. Fun fact, I came in my pants. I didn't even get it out.
You know who probably put that address on there?
It's a
Your
friend.
boss's friend. He's like, I know where this was filmed.
And then you got Scoops, which
Which is now a Los Betos.
yeah, it's now Los Betos across the street from Casa Video.
Hey, you evolve or you die, and I think they evolved.
Well, you see Casa Video there across the street. You see him drive past the loft, which is right up the road there. So
Kenneth or Malachi from
Yeah, Malachi,
Children of
please.
Corn. Derek's like, we're calling him Malachi.
Yeah, what else would you call him? He
His
lived in
house-
Tucson for a bit.
His house is, you were
it's
saying,
in Winter Haven.
Winter Haven, over on
Makes
Country
sense.
Club
It's on
in-
like Christmas Avenue or some shit.
Yeah,
so.
right there.
Friend of the show, Bleep, he's actually lived in the apartment complex that this dude lived in.
Oh wow.
Like at the
Yeah.
same time?
Yeah, not the same
Was he-
apartment.
Was he scared all the time or?
Terrified.
Because I would be.
It's the reason it took us so long to become friends. He's like,
Malachi.
he's like, I have a thing against gingers for whatever reason. I don't know why.
But he became friends.
To
with
this day, Bleep will not go into a cornfield with me.
you.
Guess what? If he does, he ain't coming out.
Well,
But Patrick Dempsey's mowing the lawn. That's what he does for money. And he's such a nerd with his curly hair and his glasses.
Dude,
So hot.
he needs to
He
get
can't be
she's all
hot.
that
He's a
in.
nerd.
Yeah.
Hi, look what I married.
Exactly. I said what I said.
No, it's I even watching. I was like, you ain't covering that up, dude.
Mm-mm.
Well,
You
they
need to-
do. She's all that him because like she literally just takes off his glasses, takes
Mooses
off
Mooses
his hat,
the
mooses
hair.
his hair, takes off his sleeves, and she's like, "There, now you're hot."
The hat that she takes off of him, she is then wearing 3 scenes later.
Because
It's a
she
girl
was
hat.
jealous. First of all, don't wear a beret unless you
Ever.
want to get beat up at school or you go to school in France. That's the 2 fucking rules of berets.
or if you're Doug's sister from the cartoon Doug, not
Doug.
from Friday the 13th.
Yeah, not the Doug cut. He went to school in France. I'm sure of it. Girls can wear them. Prince will write a song about it.
Yeah, well, it has to be raspberry though.
Well,
Or Jane from Daria. She
Yeah.
wore.
I guess she wore one. She's
So
artsy.
I had to do a glasses change.
But so he's mowing the lawn. The girls all come back to the house here, and you can see that like they're the stupid like ditzy, shallow,
Cheerleaders.
rich girls. Because it's like her mom's like, I said only use the Neiman Marcus card, and she's like, sorry, mom. Ha, ha,
back to school.
ha.
My mom
And
would
they
have beat
do-
my ass if she had credit cards for me to steal.
God.
And we do watch they watch Bobby on TV, who is her boyfriend who went away to school in Iowa, and she's like, he's gonna say my name, and he's like, I miss my hydrotherapy machine.
Yeah.
Duh."
I mean, this guy
By the
was
way-
this guy's a fucking college recruit. He is banging everybody at that campus, not even thinking about this 15-year-old.
Fun fact about Bobby, he's played by a guy named George Gray, who has been the Price is Right announcer since 2010.
Huh.
Really?
Interesting.
Let's
Okay
see what
then.
we've got for him.
A brand new cabriolet. I also love this
Brand
fucking
new one
parking
in
lot.
2010.
I love this parking lot for the same reason I like all the old nostalgia shit, dude. All these cars that are brand new at the time.
Oof.
Great.
I know, they're like, look at that car. And I'm like, that fucking beater?
Yeah.
But yes, they are going to school at Tucson High. We meet Quinton. I think it's just Quentin, but they always say Quinton.
Quinton.
He says,
Yeah,
Quinton is here.
yeah, he's doing an inflection almost like Dolomite from like the blaxploitation thing.
Yeah.
Quinton is here, have no fear. And then even Big John calls him an asshole. So maybe he is doing like, I don't know, black voice.
Yeah, that's possible. It's
He
actually
seems
likely.
he seems like the type, okay.
But this guy is played by Court McCown, who we'll see again when I make you guys watch Auntie Lee's Meat Pies
That sounds delicious.
for Halloween Horror Fest.
I'm pretty sure the meat pies are people, Whitney.
It's-
it's called Long Pig.
It's a movie about a house full of hot chicks who pick up dudes as hitchhikers and then bring them back, slaughter them, cook them, and then sell the pies to town.
That's why I wouldn't be in that movie. I'm like, what's this hot chick interested in me for? You're trying to cook me, aren't you?
And we have Big John, you mentioned, played by Eric Bruscotter, who Whitney was trying to tell me he's in Major League 2
He's the guy who
and
can't
3.
pitch.
I saw, but I
Yeah,
don't
he's-
remember him.
He's the catcher that
Or catcher,
Rube.
that's what it is.
He's the catcher
You-
that can't hit, so he has to quote
Read
Playboy
the
like
statistics.
articles.
Well, I recognize him from Starship Troopers,
Of course,
where
you did.
he's the big dumb guy. He says that because I'm just a big dumb guy right before he gets his fucking head blown off in live fire practice.
Like the big
mean,
dumb
he's-
guy.
He is the big dumb guy. He's also in the Bruce Lee story.
Dragon.
Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. He plays a big dumb guy. It's weird.
At first, I saw him and I was like, "Is that Coach's friend?" And I was like, "No, that time doesn't line up."
No.
You know,
Also,
Dauber,
Luther
yes,
is-
but
Dauber,
Is
he
much
is
taller.
in an episode of Cheers.
is he?
Mm-hmm. And he looks, I mean, exact. Well, I guess this would be about the same time.
Well, I mean, Starship
It's his
Troopers is
87.
a decade after this, and he looks exactly the same. He's still playing a high schooler, but Starship Troopers has Mighty Morphin Power Rangers syndrome.
Starship
so.
Troopers
Yes.
was 97?
Yeah, Starship Troopers was 97.
I thought it was like 94.
No.
Casper Van Dien, bro.
But yeah, so we do see that Patrick Dempsey and his friends, they're the big nerds, but they do go to all the school games and
But sit in
whatnot.
the visitor section.
Exactly, because they don't want to sit near the cool kids.
Well, because they got beat up if they didn't go. Like some jock was like, didn't see you at the game Saturday. Well, they have
Yeah.
no game Saturday. Didn't see you on the game on Friday. Well, we didn't want to get beat up by you. Well, no, you didn't go, so you're going to get beat up.
Is that
Wait,
what you did
poop
in high
his
school?
pants? Wait, which part? The part I said about pooping in somebody else's pants? Yes.
No, about being a big jock beating up nerds.
That's the funny thing, though. Like, I might have been a jock, but I was also a big fucking nerd. I was a jock, so nobody knew how nerdy I was. Hey, look, I hit people on the football field, so don't look at my backpack of the sketches of me and Princess Leia.
So I remember high school, I was literally friends with every genre of friends you could have. Like I was friends with
Yeah.
the jocks, I was friends with the stoners, I was friends with the geeks, I was friends with the freaks.
I mean, we're
I-
talking late 90s. It was a better, not perfect. I'm sure somebody out there listening got bullied to shit, and that sucks, but
Oh,
it
I
was
definitely
better.
bully.
like late 90s, we all bonded over fucking weed.
Yeah.
We're like, oh
And
man, that nerd grows some great crop.
there was like groups of people in my school, but it's nothing like you see in movies. Like
Yeah.
the movies are the extreme version. It's always like, I don't know. It was never like that. It was like, I didn't hang out with them. I
No,
bought
wait,
drugs from them.
it was way different at my school. We had this like group of 5 people that all wore the same color all the time. Like each of them wore a different color. There was a red, a blue, a yellow, a black, a green. They would skydive. Like they were really
It took
cool
me a
because
second.
they could buy alcohol, rent a car. We could use their AARP card to get into places. Like it was dope.
They could get you that nickel coffee in the morning.
Well, it's time to get to biology.
They always disappeared in the middle of class, though.
Yeah,
It was weird.
real
How
weird.
are they?
Like,
They were A students too. I didn't get it.
I think that they were scaredy cats because every time there was a big crisis, they ran just right out of classroom. I think went home and hid.
Yeah, I actually
To
had
pee
the
their
same
pants?
kids because you could never find them when the city was being destroyed by a monster from outer space.
Yeah, but they were always at the after parties.
Yeah.
But we
Oh.
all went to different schools. How did we have the same group of people?
They didn't know
It's a
which school they
trope.
went to.
Well, they keep getting kicked out, so they go to another one.
Speaking of older people who are creepy, we meet Rock, who is Cindy's mom's boyfriend, and I only
Oh,
want to
God.
mention him because he's a fucking creep. Because he
Top to
walks
bottom.
in, she's wearing. Is she
Bikini?
wearing a bikini?
She's wearing a bikini and
Yeah.
then
But
she's got a robe.
button-up shirt.
And this thing though, like
Or is
she's
it a
like
button-up? Yeah.
beauty runs in the family, and it runs
Yeah.
fast. I'm like, dude,
Oh,
she's 15.
At best, she's supposed to be 17, 18. Here's the thing. You're banging her mom. Knock it off. Like, that's it. You already got it.
thought it was your sister.
And it wasn't even like that line's terrible. The line Derek said was terrible, but it's his fucking eyes are just like put her clothes back on when you're done.
And then we go to Patrick
name
Dempsey's
is-
house.
His name is Rock, and he's a hunk. Nice choice of words, mom. Hunk of shit.
Hunk of shit is right.
We go to Patrick Dempsey's house, meet his dad, played by Dennis Dugan.
I was like, babe, you remember him? You recognize him, right? He's like, no.
Well, when she first said it's when he's outside washing the car. Once they were inside the house, I recognized him. He is Doug Thompson from Happy Gilmore. He's the guy that runs the
The course.
the golf
ball. Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also in
Man, back to
Big
Doug.
Daddy. He's also in Big Daddy. His credit is Reluctant Trick or Treat Giver. I don't know
Uh-huh.
if you guys remember that. But
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
where-
yeah.
Where Adam Sandler goes into the house and forces him to. He's like,
He was.
"You like this watch?"
What else you got? The kid likes to watch. What else? He's also in another Adam Sandler. That's
he's
My
in
Boy.
like, yeah, he's in. I was scrolling through his credits real quick, and he's in probably 15 or 16 Adam Sandler movies, and
Okay.
it's all like no name characters. I think it's after playing Doug. He's just like Doug.
I'll get a pay.
He's-
I'll get a paycheck.
Yeah, Adam Sandler's like, hey, I like you.
And
You want
then-
to show up?
And then we meet his little brother,
Yep.
Mhm.
Also, welcome back. Hanging out
Welcome
with
back.
Danny
Ticks.
Dolans and Ticks. Yeah.
Mr. Seth.
This is
Green.
an early young Seth Green. I know he had done some things beforehand, but not really much.
Yeah, I was gonna say during Ticks we were like, oh, an early Seth Green.
Dude, he hadn't even grown into his teeth in this one yet.
Yeah.
Those teeth are
But
10
he's the
sizes
same
too
height.
big.
he
He
wasn't.
stopped growing up though.
He hadn't even gone ginger yet.
Yeah. Well, you try to avoid
yeah,
it at all
it was really
costs.
dark. It's
You
as
see how
dark,
you see how we get treated? We're all just children of the corn over here.
as dark as Jax looks in the shadows right now. It's just a super dark red.
So there's this party where Cindy has this awful suede jacket that everybody's
It's a
very
whole
into.
suede outfit. Well, it's the
Suede was
80s.
I was gonna say suede was hot in the 80s.
Dude, these
I
fucking
mean, it's still
tassels,
temperature hot.
shit. Like,
There's no later in the movie.
It's a
again,
southwestern.
it's after the turn. It's after the turn of the movie where everyone starts hating on McDreamy. He's starting like try to give somebody a high five, and they cold shoulder him. And it's like, no, it's because you have fringe. You have tassels on your jacket. Nobody wants to high five that.
Right.
It's not because
But
you're
it's
a
only-
dickhead.
it's only important because Quinton spills some cheap dessert wine on her jacket.
Yeah. What is he's trying to be classy?
According to the IMDb trivia, he's walking around talking about how he's a wine connoisseur, but
Boone's
apparently
Farm.
what he's pouring is Ripple, which is a very cheap dessert wine.
Yeah.
So But it's important because he spills it on her jacket. So the next day she has to go to the mall to try to return it. Of course, they're not going to take it.
You sold me this with a red wine stain on it. This has Mad Dog all over it.
Rebel.
Excuse me, why does it smell like Tequila Rose? Anybody that doesn't know Tequila Rose, sorry, it's a strawberry milk tequila. Ugh.
Oh God.
Yeah, I had
I'd
my
chugged a lot
friend
of
Jesse. Rest in peace. There.
Oh, that's right. Rest in peace.
Well, rest in pictures because he was in 2 of my short films. But
all right,
he used to love Tequila Rose.
that. Really?
Yeah.
thank you. No,
because he could just drink it quickly.
Oh,
I mean
yeah.
it'll do the job. I couldn't drink it quickly.
That was something I drank in like middle school. Strawberry milk.
It might have been when he was liberating it from the store we worked at together. That might be why he loved it so much.
There you go. Tastes like revolt.
But Patrick Dempsey's there to buy this expensive ass telescope. This guy
thought it
trying
was
to
a
sell it to him. He's like, "Oh, look! It doesn't give you the upside down image; it gives you an erect image." And he sees Cindy, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I see the erection."
I know
Yes, sir.
exactly what you're talking about.
But so he goes over and offers to buy her this $1,000 suit instead of, or whatever outfit, instead of his telescope if she will pretend to like him for 1 month. And we all know that this is going to go really, really well.
So well.
Oh yeah,
There's
it
nothing
actually
that could go wrong.
does.
It does actually go pretty
It
well.
actually
he's got
goes
he's got like
really
4
well.
days of being an outcast at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's like a month.
Oh, okay. Well, you could trade it off.
Still, it's probably the best that this situation could have gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I do like that it cuts to them and she's just like, "You want to rent me?" I'm like, "Excuse the fuck out of me."
I worded it a little bit better than that, I promise.
But she does make the deal. No hand holding, no kissing, and I get to take lunches off.
Yep. And he says 4 lunches. No
Yeah, there's a whole
hand-holding.
lunch negotiation.
Yeah.
How about no hand kissing, but we are allowed to hold lips?
Quinton does come up to them while they're hanging out at lunch. And he's like, "Hey, losers sit to the left." But Cindy, even though she's doing this for the money, does do a nice thing. She's like, "Well, I guess you need to go sit on the right then. That's where the assholes sit."
I would have walked right over there. Found my people.
Oh, shit. I've been sitting in the wrong place for 3 years?
Well, he's been like up her ass since Bobby left, and she wants nothing to do with him.
She
Oh,
does tell
everybody-
him, "Hey, go hit the showers. Make it a cold one."
Yeah. Dude, everybody here wants to bang everybody's boyfriend, girlfriend, or ex.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
friends. We share, right? That was not a thing when I was in high school.
This is bang high.
You were exiled if you went for your friend's ex.
This is a progressive school, okay? Progresso school. So- But she's making excuses for him because they're like, "Don't you always go to the games in the visitors section?" She's like, "Yeah, it's psychological warfare, dude." She's like, "He's over there to fuck with the other team. That means he's tougher than any of you."
That's the best
Yeah.
school spirit there is.
She's good.
Yeah. She does a
Um,
great job.
I like when he goes to pick her up for their date or to this party, and the mom is like, "Oh, did I forget to pay you?"
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I'm here for Cindy." She's like, who the fuck's
my
Cindy?"
Cindy? What are you
Your daughter,
doing
man.
here?
Bye,
Oh,
Mom. See you
sorry.
later.
I rented your daughter. It's this whole thing. I wouldn't worry about it. It's just, no hand holding. So not
And
gonna
it's
get
a
her pregnant.
montage. And you get a fun montage of them like actually having feelings for each other and having
Well, he's
fun.
had feelings for her.
Right
Oh,
before
yeah.
the montage, Big John farts in Seth Green's face. Which
Yes,
I-
he does.
dude. Okay.
It's the second time.
He's nice enough at this party to go to the window. This is the first one. 'Cause
Nope, because he is at the window.
That's where
That's
we are.
where
at the
we're
party.
at.
Oh, the party. Okay.
He
yeah.
is nice enough at this party to go to the window to fart.
I've done
instead
this
of
at
farting
my
in the middle of
house.
the party.
You can ask the bleeps. I will just walk up to because I have a security door. I'll open the wooden door, just put my butt to it, just in case it's a real ripper.
And then
Because guess what, ladies? I'm a
Shut it off.
gentleman.
'Cause
I'll
we didn't
fart right
mention-
outside of your house.
We didn't mention Seth Green is following them around because he's like, "Dude, something's up with my brother. He's not fucking weird anymore."
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even though I feel like he's weirder now, but
but he's not a mutant or an outcast. People like him. I've met my
Yeah.
brother. Fuck that dude.
and there's this nice moment where Patrick Dempsey is washing Cindy's car with the door open. I don't know if you noticed that, but her driver's side door is just open. I'm like, what?
That's a cabriolet, dude. Just take the fucking top down and drive fast.
Yeah.
And he's telling her, like, you can do anything you set your heart to. I believe in you. Because he's still nice at this point.
Yeah.
And so she goes to get her poetry and share it with him. And he's like, well, let's keep this safe. And he throws it in the car with the puddles of water.
And you know what? I like this poetry. I'm just going to set it right here in this water. Oh, no, it's all gone. Now your poems are lost forever.
I still have them in my brain. Don't worry.
Damn
It'll
it.
come to fruition.
Just
And
starts
it
hitting
did
her with
come
the fucking
around.
hammer.
Because she's like, nobody knows about this and whatever. And it did come around, but I thought it was going to be like a thing where he like puts her on blast in front of everybody about her poetry.
Or
But he just
could've-
uses it to get laid.
He could have gone, like, he could have had a school assembly in the gymnasium and just started reading it to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, say, like, hey, look, this is how proud I am, and I really don't care what these people think about me. Trying to get in your pants, girl. Trying to get in that pantsuit, that suede pantsuit.
But so they go on this date to the boneyard, which is, I guess, very romantic. I mean,
You want to go
I
on a
hope,
date to the boneyard? No.
I was going to say, I hope most dates end in the boneyard, but I didn't know that this
But
was
they
what they
called
meant.
it the graveyard, and I was just like,
Yeah.
up in the boneyard.
It's affectionately known as the boneyard here in Tucson, in case you're not from here.
Well,
it is
and
an
I mean-
airplane graveyard. We've had it on the show before. Transformers
This
did
month?
it. Yeah.
Almost every
This
time.
month. Well, that's Patreon. If you want to hear us talk about this again this month, give me $3.
And I mean, it was the only scene in the Dungeon Master from last year's Made in Arizona.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, of course they're, because they were going to look over the wall, and she's like, the boneyard, and I'm like, she didn't already know. And I was like, of course they're going to the boneyard. It's a film made in Tucson.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that was the cold. That specific spot right there is off of cold.
Well, and they also just break into an Air Force facility
Yeah.
and don't get murdered.
I know. It's like, don't try this at home. You will get shot.
And then like there's this part where they're looking through the telescope at this photograph of the moon.
By the way, this
Dude.
is a telescope that he made.
Yeah, he's got
Oh,
one
that
made
is
out of
cool.
a cardboard tube.
That is cool. But for the moon, I'd rather you just have somebody dress up as a moon with some high school stage production. Like,
You can
the
literally see the
moon.
paper flapping while they're trying to look at, like, it's like, oh, look, it's the moon. And I'm like, I can see turn off the fan. I do love Patrick Dempsey's positivity and hope here, because he's like, by the time I'm my dad's age, people will be living and working on the moon. Probably
Maybe
even,
even
us.
me. Ugh, like, you hopeful bastard. You got to fund NASA. We're not going back to the moon because that's where Hitler rides his dinosaur. And nobody want that smoke.
But this is a point where he's like, hey, there's something important we have to discuss. And she's falling in love with him.
Yeah, she is.
And
If
This
she's
is
like, he is so fucking blind.
yeah,
it's
if he would've
frustrating
just opened
because-
his eyes,
yes.
the movie
Look
wouldn't
at
have
her.
happened.
Look at her, because she's like got these fucking.
She's like-
she's got the eyes for you. She's leaning in for a fucking kiss, and you're just like, so how do I bang your friends? Is what I'd like to get to. And all
Yeah,
she
'cause-
has to say is like, hey, by the way, like, deal's off. I just like you.
Yeah,
Well, exactly. That's what I told Whitney. I was like, I don't know how you like this movie, because
one of my biggest.
this is your
tropes.
biggest pain in the
Uh-huh.
ass, like biggest pet peeve is just fucking open your goddamn mouth.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Because
put another
she's
person's mouth on it.
like, she's leaning over for a kiss, and she's like, because he's like, we have to discuss something. She's like, we shouldn't talk about it too much. And he's like, no, it's important.
Let's let
Our
it-
big breakup.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
I was mad at this part and was like, God damn it. I know we have a movie coming up and that's why we're doing it, but just look over and kiss her.
Yeah. They talk about the breakup and how should it be a big thing? Should it be whatever? And she's like, well, I wouldn't want to damage your reputation.
And then
and
he
it's-
geeks out on his reputation.
Yeah, instead of getting her like biting undertone there, like wouldn't want to fuck up your reputation.
It
He's
wasn't
like,
subtle.
Holy shit, I have a reputation? Woohoo!
A reputation.
He's celebrating like 'cause we just got done recording the last Skeleton Crew episode. He's celebrating like Wim's dad after they make that motorcycle jump.
Woohoo! He made the same noises as having a reputation as that guy did for his son being alive. Same energy.
But like she comes up to him at school, and clearly she wants to talk to him here. Like
Yeah.
she's like, we should just have a talk. And so, but he starts playing.
He starts acting, putting on a show for all his friends
Now
now.
it is a combination of things. I think it's he's doing what he agreed to. Because
Yeah.
he's assuming that she never got into him because he's just a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But you
But,
don't
like-
have to do it this mean.
No. But
Like
he
you
wants
can just
he wants to preserve his reputation.
there's a better way to do it than taking somebody else down. Kids out there listening, turn off the podcast. But also, if you didn't, this is not how you get ahead in life.
Also, you
It's
don't have to
definitely
turn it
not.
off.
Well, and they're
I
probably
can
not going
bite
to
you if
listen
I
to
want
me.
to.
Little fucking shithead over here just biting on my butt cheek. Not Whitney, my cat.
I mean, it is right there.
Ow.
But yeah, he plays up the whole thing. He does a very big thing. He's like,
Production.
you draped yourself all over me like a cheap suit.
I'm
and
broke because of you.
I'm
And you see
dry,
for a
man.
moment- You see for a moment all the cool kids watching it, and they have this like it's all like a moment of like, wait, do we hate him now? Like it
Yeah.
teeters for just a second, and then one of the girls is like, he's such a heartbreaker.
Yeah,
and
that
it's just
Patty.
like there goes
Yeah.
the scale.
Well, and all the guys, this movie, whoever wrote it, or maybe it's the directors, we love treating women like shit right here.
Yeah.
I mean, and not right here in this part of the movie, in the whole movie, like this era.
It was
The
the
guy on-
genre.
The guy on the date with her later, I mean, it's like they
The
just
douche in the Camaro.
the Porsche.
Porsche. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, it worked for a time for people, but this is specifically like all these guys are watching, like, oh, yeah, he fucking destroyed her. That means I like him.
Yeah.
He treats
he's
women
like-
like poop. We're friends.
He's all, can I get in it, Cindy, now?
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks he broke up with her, but what kind of wine does she like? What's her thoughts on Ripple? She like a nice Riesling?
But I love like they talk a little bit afterward at her house, and she's like, "Look, just stay yourself, don't change." And he's like, "Me, I would never change." Hard cut to
Completely different
like
person.
wannabe Christian Bale from American Psycho
God,
walking into the school here.
The slick back hair is not doing it for me at all.
No, you have those beautiful wavy McDreamy locks. Fucking let them flow.
And I like that one of the girls, Patty, I think, is like, "Oh, like what'd you do with your hair?" He's like, "Oh, this is just a little mousse." And Cindy's walking by, and she's like, "Yeah, 43 pounds."
Yeah.
So yeah, he goes out on a date with Barb to Scoops, which also still has a sign from a previous building, Tucson Tuxedos or Tuxedos of Tucson or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I was like, is that a place that exists now?
No, I mean it's Los Betos now.
Yeah. Still has a tuxedo sign.
But I mean, what isn't a Los Betos in Tucson?
Coronados.
Filibertos.
Nico's. Viva.
Seth Green is hiding in the trunk again because apparently he's got nothing better to do than follow his brother around on dates.
Trunk is a
The
close word. This is a fucking bed. This is not just a station wagon. This is like
This
a
is a Woody.
70s station wagon that is just long and lean and slow.
But Patrick Dempsey does see him, and Big John's like, "Oh man, I got to fucking rip
I know that
again."
face. I know that face.
So we just turn him and put his butt right on top of Seth Green.
I like it, but I just don't want to get back in that car even like an hour later. Like, oh, I just tasted Big John.
They left the window open.
Chorizo. He had chorizo. It's heavy.
But while he's on a date with Barb, now Patty's like, "Hey, you're taking me to the dance." This is when we get the "we're friends, we share."
Friends share. I wish.
And Patrick Dempsey wants to learn how to dance from American Bandstand. Perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, this is not American Bandstand.
I mean, you know what? Just ask your mom. If you could just go full fucking nerd and be like, Mom, help me learn how to dance.
Mom doesn't know how to cool people dance.
That's why it's Ultimate Nerd. You think Bandstand knows how to dance cool people?
That's where people were learning to dance.
I didn't even know Bandstand
in
was
the
still a thing in
50s.
'87.
Put on Soul Train.
That was still the 70s.
I think he thought he was watching Soul Train because he turns it on and it's two black people dancing and they're doing this dance. And I'm like, this is clearly not.
Well, Seth
American
Green is like,
Bandstand.
"Ooh, the spotlight special."
I think the dancing works really well for this 80s cocaine culture. Like this,
did.
I could see this dance being done at the club of Earth Girls Are Easy.
The actual dance that the two black actors are doing on the PBS special that it turns out he's watching,
Swahili.
that could work.
Yes.
The one that Patrick Dempsey interprets from it.
Well, because he's
would-
twitchy. He's having a seizure.
That would never work.
He's never had sex. He doesn't know how. He doesn't have rhythm yet.
Hey, waited
I've had
17 and
sex
a
and
half
I don't
years.
have rhythm.
He waited 17 and a half years for some tit, as he says.
My
Yep.
sex is a lot like dubstep.
Excuse me.
Wait, once it starts, you wish it was over?
This joke works a lot better if my wife's not on the podcast.
Yeah. I know it's easier to be self-deprecating when your wife's sitting there like, no, he's a wonderful lover, very generous.
He is very generous.
He's got all the rhythm.
Oh, I'm crying.
Having sex with Derek is like watching old people paint. It's slow and sloppy.
And someone dies.
Someone's definitely clutching their chest.
I die a little every time.
Oh, so they go to the Columbus Day dance, which is just a weird dance to
Weird
have.
fucking thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Tucson. Well, Arizona did vote to celebrate Columbus Day over Martin Luther King Day back then, around this time.
Yeah, we didn't have Martin Luther King Day off school, but we had rodeo break.
Yep. Put
Yeah,
rubber
we got a
bands
piece
on
of cake,
bulls'
though.
testicles.
We got a piece of cake.
We got a piece of cake for MLK Day and Columbus Day.
Did you?
Yeah, in middle school.
My school didn't give cake.
Well, I'm.
You know
older
what?
than
The Columbus cake is interesting because I just walked up to somebody else's and said I found it. So I got all the cake. Oh, look, there's some cake that's undiscovered. That's my cake. I don't hear anything.
If it's Columbus Day cake, you walked up to someone and said, "Look, cake that's not discovered," and they were like, "This is pie."
Oh.
Well, it's my cake now.
But he does get a little drunk, and he starts doing his African anteater dance or whatever they call it,
Yep.
Yeah.
which
Which
the nerds
is-
recognize.
Immediately.
I saw this on PBS earlier. He's kind of butchering. It's a little derivative of the Swahili anteater dance, if I'm being totally honest. But good for him for trying.
But and we do have one girl that's like, "Oh, he must be special ed,"
Yes.
which I mean, we're pushing the R joke, but it's still kind of funny because
Well,
that girl's like, "Oh,
And it's funny that she says "aw" instead of like making fun of the
Ugh.
special ed.
yeah." But hey, Big John says if the Ronster's doing it, it must be new.
Yeah.
God, we love nicknames. The
Ronster.
Ronster.
So now the whole school is doing it. And you know what? I saw that Paula Abdul is credited as the choreographer for this movie, and shame on her.
Guess who just wanted a paycheck?
Straight up now, Tommy.
But so they go back to Scoops, and Cindy and Patrick Dempsey get in a little bit of a fight because she's there with her frat boy boyfriend.
This boy's such a douche.
I mean, he
he
hasn't
calls
even
him
speak
Biff, but
here.
what's his name?
Brent.
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 I do like Patrick Dempsey. He's like, "Wait, that guy Biff?" And she's like, "No, Brent." He's like, "Is there a difference?"
Yeah. His name is Brenton.
I can't understand my own notes.
Go on.
Party pulls out the girls. I think my phone auto corrected something.
Party pulls out the girls. Is there a party
Patty's
going on?
in the car.
Patty.
This is where we get.
Patty.
Have you
Oh,
ever
Patty
seen
pulls out
this?
her girls. Boo, boo. The two
That's
best looking
what it
tits in
is.
America.
Yes. That's
What are
okay,
the
thank
chances
you.
they're right next to each other?
I do like that she's just like, "What, you like long distance relationships?" No. Then
Get
why don't you
over.
reach out and touch someone.
Right.
Mm.
I was like, Patty,
I've used that line.
calm
I
down.
wanted her to start dropping a bunch of like slogans like, hey, where's the beef? Taste the rainbow. That was in the
I've used
90s,
that
but
one, too.
still.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Got milk.
I'm loving it.
I've used the
Have it your way.
your way right away.
I can't think of another one.
Fresh to
Need a little
order, baby.
excitement? Snap into a Slim Jim.
Eat me.
Oh, no,
Uh,
Oh,
I
but
think I'm
yes,
Patty.
I like they cut back to him at home, and it looks like he's jerking off
Yeah,
yeah.
it does.
under the blanket with a light. I'm like, you don't need
How
to
do
see
you-
it.
how do you jerk off? Well, what you don't know is he has sketched a titty off memory, and we don't have internet porn here, guys. You gotta look at a
No.
titty after you snap into a Slim Jim. You gotta sketch it. He's got a little
Well,
etch
no,
a
but his
sketch down there
parents do
too.
have premium cable. So
Well, yeah, that's how he's
In the
seen
80s.
tits.
because
Yeah,
that's
no,
what
we
he
had
says.
Black Box.
Because she's like, "Have you ever seen something like this?" He's like, "Oh, my parents do have premium cable."
Yeah, I watch National Geographic a lot, so I'm pretty familiar
I
with
just-
tits.
Dude, she'd be so mad if he said that.
I just realized I was 9 watching this,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. It's PG-13.
and I was very
Yeah.
much obsessed.
It's PG-13. That's a suggestion. Like you can't be over 13 and enjoy it.
Well, my sister was 13, so it's fine.
There you go.
It's 17 years, 3 months, and 5 days. Long time to wait for a tit.
Yeah, it is.
Malachi is trying to befriend Patrick Dempsey again. Malachi, by the way, is a guy named I want to say it was Courtney Gaines.
Yeah.
Is the name.
Malachi.
But I mean, and also in the movie it's Kenneth. But yeah, he is Malachi. He was one of the ones at the beginning. Whitney was like, "You recognize him, right?" And I was like, "No." Like she kept saying it, and I was like, "I don't recognize these people."
He
And
was
she's like,
very
"Maybe it's just
annoyed.
because I watched this movie 100 times, and they're all."
I'm
just from
surprised you
this."
don't recognize him though.
Well,
Malachi.
He did
The
after
very
a minute.
first. Again, it's like the wide shots where it's like you just see a guy with red hair walk up and start talking to Patrick Dempsey while he's mowing lawns. She's like, "You recognize him, right?" And I'm like, "No." Is that the big brother Pete from Pete and Pete? Like, I don't know who this is. I
You're
see that he
such
has
a
red hair.
princess.
Well, it's not like this is a 4K restoration.
It was pretty
It was
decent.
decent,
right.
but
All us redheads look alike, dude. It's why I grew out the beard, the hair, and the ponytail, and put the glasses on. That at least you can describe that about me. Which redhead? Beard, glasses, pony. Oh yeah.
I don't know, the Viking.
but like this is where we see that Patrick Dempsey is more worried about being cool than being in school.
Yeah, he is
because
too cool
he's-
for school.
He's got his sunglasses on and he's just sleeping through astronomy class, which is his favorite thing.
It is
It's
his
about the
favorite.
moon. He knows everything about the moon. He's taking a night off.
Yeah, that's fair.
Have we either we're getting to it or we passed it? But like he blew off his friend's poker night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we passed
that
it.
was for the party, the first party. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gotten worse and worse. I mean, because now like he won't even speak to Malachi at school. Now he's sleeping and not talking to Malachi.
And now it's Halloween, and they're out driving around in
Oh
what
my
I
gosh,
imagine
this
is Jack's
van.
favorite van.
It's
on the
up there.
outside.
It's
The
there.
inside of this thing is disgusting.
No.
Disgusting.
Once you've
But
got
the
a really
outside's
cool.
cool.
van. What about what did we see him eat? Vanchiladas. You don't want to eat vanchiladas in this thing.
Yeah, no.
But I do like this paint job. It is slick as
and the
snot.
back bubble windows.
Oh yeah, love back bubbles.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't love a good back bubble or two? Let's get the two best back bubbles in America. Look, they're right next to each other too.
This is where we see him driving by the loft. It's only playing 2 movies, so it was,
What do we
it
got?
was a long time ago. I didn't get the movies because it was really quick.
Oh,
But I just saw there was only 2 on the marquee.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Probably
Rocky
always
5.
Rocky 5 picture show. It's the one where Rocky dances with a transgender robot.
Let's do the time of dance. It's just a step to the left.
And then off
Step
to
to
the
the right.
right.
But they're going off to
I'm just
to-
a transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. You would never say that.
but they're going off to do a house quote,
Yep.
which means they're going to shit bomb it,
Oh yeah.
And
which
ate it.
is exactly what you think it is.
Yeah, shit bomb's the
And-
correct term, but it leads to some of my favorite dialogue coming up soon. I can't wait. I'm going to steal it from you when we get there.
But they've done the same house the past 4 years, so it's like a tradition, man. And it turns out, of course, that it's Malachi's house. And you know what you don't do? You don't throw shit at
You
Malachi's
don't.
house.
No,
Dude,
definitely
what would
not
be more?
Malachi's
So they
house.
have the dad and the brothers and everybody has it all set up now because they're going to capture one of these motherfuckers.
Yep.
And they say they're going to give him to the cops, but bullshit. You know who you don't want to be kidnapped by? A family of redheads after shit bombing their house for 3 fucking years. You are going to end up in a basement. You are going to be turned into a coat or maybe a parka, a skin scarf. Like, oh God. Hold on, I have to yell at my slave real quick. Quiet down back there. All right. Sorry, they might have gotten out of their restraints. They
Ooh.
ship on my house.
So I was to say someone just TP'd Jack's house. Now they live in a cage.
When he says teepee, they actually set up a really nice Native American teepee in my house. It was quite lovely. I don't know why I was so mad at them.
But yeah, it is Kenneth's house, and he does capture Patrick Dempsey. But
Caught me a fresh one.
And lets him go because he's just he was fucking shocked that his best
Yeah.
friend did this.
I mean, this is pretty fucking heartbreaking. Like, this is some real douchebag shit. Like, he does try to change them to a different house, but when they don't want to, he just
He
goes
still
along
does
with
it. Yeah, yeah. He does say we should. I can find you a better house. Like, no, it's been 3 fucking years. We're graduating.
he
we
could
have to do this.
like missed and hit the bushes or something. Not hit
Yeah,
the
don't do any
door.
of it. I'm sorry. Like, I know your reputation is your biggest thing, but like, dude, this is your fucking nerdy friend that you've been friends with forever. You guys have
Ever.
jacked off to the same sketch of the same tits for years. Like, just get out of the van and be like, I'm not doing this with you. You don't have to stop it or anything, but like, just don't be there.
It does lead to my
Shit your
favorite
pants.
line toward the end of the movie.
That's the line I think I'm going to steal from
Oh,
you.
okay. All right. So I did have that written down. 'cause
Okay.
That's probably my favorite line of the whole movie.
I just want to imagine him fucking practice reading that in the mirror.
You saw all variations of it.
But so Patrick Dempsey is hiding his report card from his parents, which never really comes to anything. We don't find out that he's failing.
If you
or
do
anything,
get a
but-
montage of him studying his ass off.
Yeah,
I'm
once he
glad we
gets
didn't. I'm glad we
ostracized.
didn't though, because it's a 98-minute movie. I think.
Yeah.
I felt good. I don't need more added to this, but I mean,
No.
what it really comes to is this blow up moment where Seth Green's character has like 3 C's, 2 B's, and an A, and you're like, all right, good job, buddy. Here's an ice cream party.
I've had
And he's-
straight A's my entire life, and you guys are giving me shit because my report card's not here. Fuck
Who
you.
who was grading this baby before he was a year old? His entire life he's gotten straight
mom.
A's.
His mom.
Oh, that's a
Look,
good
you
poopy.
you get an A for poopy.
That's a really good poopy. Oh, stop suckling the biddy. That's gonna be an
Also-
A minus. It hurt the biddy.
I bet you think I killed my wife, right? You don't think I killed my wife?
That is exactly what this is. It's
I
a
bet you think
I
I'm-
killed my wife moment.
I bet you think I failed. Well, now I kind of do.
I didn't.
But I love the part where Seth Green starts saying something. The dad's like, "Shut up,
I was
Seth."
talking
He's
to
like,
Ma.
and the mom's like, "Shut up, Seth."
Oh, it's Chuck. Shut
Not
up.
when I say it.
Chuck.
Up,
Look,
Chuck.
I didn't know if his name was Chuck, Fred, or William.
It's Seth.
It's
I was
Seth.
pretty sure there was a good chance it was Beelzebub. Oh my God, Seth Green's not his real brother. They took him from Malachi's house. That's why they're friends. And this was like, you gotta dye that shitty ass red hair, man. We ain't having a fucking children of the corn around
There's
here.
so many redheads in this, aren't there?
And you know what
Malachi's dad was
Tucson's
like, "Can
famous
someone
for?
take this demon baby?"
Huh? What was that, Jack?
You know what Tucson's famous for? Being really good to redheads in the summer. Like, this is the
Okay.
town of our people.
I do have a lot of redhead friends, though. That's weird.
Yeah, you like weirdos.
I do. I like to collect people.
Okay, that's a whole other podcast. Speaking of people in cages,
They were shitting on her house.
well, she is also good friends with Steven Seagal, so
He helped me design my basement. It's very feng shui.
It's very nice.
I
Well,
have
you don't want
visit
to
him
put
in Russia
ball
this
gags.
month.
You can't have ball gags right next to the cat of nine. I mean, you're just
No,
doing
you
it wrong.
can't. They have to be on. You have to have the cattails over by the cross.
I like to think of it as like when you're designing a kitchen, you need a triangle, refrigerator, stove, trash can. Same thing here. Ball gag, whip, restraints. It's a triangle. And I am a chef.
Cindy breaks up with her shitty college boyfriend by pouring a milkshake on his head. It's just a funny scene to me
It
because he's
is.
like, he's being a piece of shit, right?
Extra thick.
Yeah, get me a milkshake
Chocolate.
extra thick.
And she's like, excuse me? He's like, what did I fucking say? No,
This
I
doesn't
can't
look
remember.
Let me
It doesn't
check
look
the
thick.
consistency.
All
not
over
thick,
this
by the way.
It's
Porsche.
chocolate milk.
It wasn't thick. He was right to be upset.
But back at school,
Hey, it's the summer of Tucson. Or sorry, it's March in Tucson.
It was thick. And as soon as she got there, it's like, oh.
you should have went inside, dude. It's cold in there.
No,
I've
it's
been
warm
inside
in
of a
these
Dairy
shops.
Queen.
They're
Mhm.
warm as fuck.
Oh,
The
Your
ice-
Honor, my client is going to tell you that the fans that keep the ice cream cold were in fact making the room hot, so
Thank
they
you.
can simultaneously be both.
But this girl Iris, who hooked up with Big John earlier in the movie and
She's known
Ricky in
as
the middle of the
town
movie,
whore.
she now wants to hook up with Patrick Dempsey.
She's given more rides than a Greyhound.
Yeah, and I like Cindy is trying to like mend fences with Dempsey.
Yeah, trying.
And he's like, "What? You didn't want to talk to Donald Miller for 17 years. Now you want to ride the Ronnie Miller Express?" I'm like, "Dude, do not say that ever."
You're gonna want to fucking talk a little bit different, buddy.
But yeah, after that Greyhound line, at least her ticket doesn't cost me $1,000.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Oof.
It
Oof.
might though once you go visit the clinic.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a
Fair
case
enough.
of drippy dong.
How much does AIDS medication cost?
Well, 87, it was just sleeping on piles of money.
Oh, that's right. You're just asleep on all your money.
We figured it out.
But so we go to the New Year's party. Cindy is drinking a very strong punch, which is actually just straight vodka.
Fucking vodka, man.
I was looking down, writing something down, and the girl's like, "I haven't added the punch yet." And I was like, "Doesn't she mean the booze?" And I looked up and I was like, "Nope, that is a cup of vodka."
They don't want to spike the whole bowl, so you just go get a cup of vodka and just throw a little punch on top, just for color. Or the punch is Bartles and James.
Oh.
But she's going around looking for a room to sleep in. People are banging in every room of the house, of course. And she gets to the bathroom. Apparently, that's where she decided she was going to try to sleep. And there's Patrick Dempsey
Ice
using
cold
her
bathtub.
poetry. And I just love that this girl, who is obviously like the school,
Slut.
yeah, I didn't want to slut
I'm not
shame.
slut shaming.
No,
She
that's
just-
that's troping. You just
Yeah.
you're putting it. She's the high school slut. That's the character.
But
the
she's
easy
like,
one.
"I'm not going to do that. You won't respect me." And he's like, "Oh, I respect you." And she's like, "Oh, okay, cool."
She's like the whole time she's saying no. Like I'm not saying that he should keep going when she says
she's
no.
undoing his pants.
Exactly. She's like, "You're not going to respect me. Let me just get one of those."
Look, I can't have sex with you. You won't respect me. I'll just jerk you off violently.
How do you feel about me putting a finger in your butt right before you climax? I'll tell you what. I'm not going to ask. You're going to feel great about it after.
You're gonna feel great.
Oh,
But
Yeah, this is where he uses her poetry, Cindy's
Yeah.
poetry.
and meanwhile, Bobby shows up to the party. He's like, "Of course I'm here. It's fucking New Year's, bruh."
bro, trying to bang some high school checks.
It's New Year's. It's 40 below in Iowa right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came home to Tucson.
This is where Tucson shines, my friends. This is where Tucson shines. Just cold enough to wear a fancy jacket, but you're not going to die if you pass out in the bush.
Pretty sure we were in the 80s this year for New Year's.
Yeah, he's like, it's
Yes.
72 out, dude.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it gets cold and you're just like, oh, cool. I get to wear this fucking really nice dress coat I've been waiting on.
Ooh, it's my day. I didn't have any
Aw.
plans today, but now I'm going somewhere.
I had a really nice leather jacket for years, and I get to wear it 3 times a year, so I finally just got rid of it. And like, it's just too fucking hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no. I have 3 hoodies, and I'm like, cool. Well, I get to wear one each day, like once
Yeah.
each one once a year is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I suffered through it. I'm like, I know it's 72, but look at this hoodie. It's got cats on it.
But they are telling Bobby about how like Ronnie Miller's cool now, and he's been hooking up with all the girls, and Bobby's like, "Well, you're not a legend until you score the captain of the cheerleaders," and it's just like a looking up. Like, oh,
hey, I
man,
think I
that-
hear. Is my mom calling? Did you hear that
They-
too?
This
I'll
house
be
has
right
a
there.
popcorn. This house has a popcorn ceiling.
I was like, what?
Did you know that Ed Gein had belts made of nipples? Just trying to segue. Just trying to segue.
But so Bobby yells at her. She gets pissed and comes out and spills the fucking beans about the whole
shebang.
thing.
Where did she get the beans?
From the vodka.
Well, this is Big John's house.
Can I interest you in a pint of vodka and a bucket of beans? Ooh, the Big John special? I'll take it.
Also, I know why Big John has gas, because right before this, Patrick Dempsey invites them to a New Year's Day get together at his house. We're going to watch bowl games. We're going to eat salami and cheesecake.
Yep.
What the fuck, dude?
Like together? Oh my.
My mom makes this great salami wrap cheesecake. You have to try it.
I would. I would too.
She brulees the top of it. It's great.
A
That's where the salami
brulee.
is, by the way.
Do you take your salami a little crispy? Good choice.
But Big John was like, "Get the fuck out of my house, Iris. I don't fucking know you, man."
Yeah.
Like,
You did a couple minutes ago.
yeah.
Nope, wasn't me.
So we get a sad montage. Even the nerds are laughing at him. 'Cause
Which is not that
Malachi-
sad. to me.
No,
I'm
it's
like,
not,
you're
'cause-
getting what you'd
You
fucking
deserved it.
deserve, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You shit over you literally shit on your friend's house. So I mean, like you ruined everything because of your reputation you care so much about.
Yep.
Well, when the nerds are cruising down the street, he's like, "Look, guys, tonight's not all bad. Look at that lonely fuck." They don't even realize that it's Patrick Dempsey. So,
Our life isn't that bad. Could be worse. It could be that guy.
and now he's like the school pariah. I mean, to an extreme, because he walks in and goes to the vending machine, and everybody
just leaves.
within like a quarter-mile radius just leaves.
Much like
the
a Big John
everybody
fart.
Everybody goes to the football field. They're out. Like he's in the school. We'll be outside.
Yeah.
Cindy's like looking at him all sad, like she feels bad for him, but
Oh.
doesn't say anything. And even like the punks and the nerds, which they call the mutants, are blowing him off. But I like when the quote unquote fat girl comes up to him, and she's just like, "Don't you know anything about economics? Could have had me for $49.95."
So your insult is to lower your self worth too. Like,
Right?
such an idiot. You could have gotten this for like a penny. I'd do some weird shit for Twinkies. You fucking dummy.
It's just it's a good moment because it's like I said, the quote fat girl, and it's an
Yeah.
80s movie, so that's like the bottom rung. And then every single kid, the nerds, the jocks, the burnouts, everybody is laughing at this fucking dude.
Yeah. Quote unquote fat chicks in high school were the lowest rung in the 80s. I mean, that's like how you know you fucked up. This chick ain't even fat, dude.
No, not at all. That's why I definitely said quote unquote.
Yeah.
Because like,
No, I'm not. I'm questioning the movie. Like, you could have gotten somebody bigger.
well, and they're even trying because they're shooting her from like the
The
lowest
worst
angle
angle.
you
They're like,
possibly can. They're
Look
like,
at my
"Let's-
non-existent
we're gonna
fupa."
set the camera on your feet.
Okay, so I want you to get this thing. It's called a cell phone, and it's got a camera on the front. Just unlock it and look down at it, and that's what we're going to use for your footage here. Oh God, is that me?
I do like too when they're making fun of Patrick Dempsey's Spazmobile now, because he's driving by the scoops and he's like hiding and shit.
Dangerous game
Cindy-
you're playing, friendo.
Cindy
it
calls
is.
them all out. She's like, "I remember quite a few girls who were having a good time in quote unquote Spazmobile." And they're all
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh, fuck you, bitch."
Well, then we're gonna like throw my past decisions in my face. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was going to be held accountable for my actions.
But so,
Cindy's the only one that didn't do anything with him.
yeah.
Ooh, she tried.
She did try.
But this is the apology scene at the arcade.
Take it away, Jack.
He walks in to say sorry, and Malachi's ignoring him, and then just the most dramatic version. This kid's like the actor is having his moment, and he's just like, "You shit on my house! You shit on my house!
You shit
You shit
on my house.
on my house, man!
And
My
I love 'cause
father! You shit on my father!"
the other kids in the arcade aren't even like rattled by this.
I would have been turning. So it's happened before. Malachi yells at somebody about shitting on his house at least once a month. I would have been turning around with my popcorn, like, "Who did what now?"
You shit on my house, man.
I wanted one more walk away. I want like once he left because he's like, "All right, fine," and Dempsey leaves. I wanted more like him on the video game, like, "You shit on my house,
I think he did.
on my house, you shit on."
They had to
But-
cut that because he can only say shit so many times. It's PG-13.
He did
Dude, if I-
slam him up against the other arcade game.
Oh
though.
yeah, I
Oh,
thought
for
Malachi
sure.
was about to kick his fucking ass.
Well, he shit on his house.
If I shit on your
So-
house, would you throw me up against an arcade?
I feel like you'd like it.
I was like, I'll throw you up against an arcade. Let's go to golf and stuff.
Go.
I don't know where else. I don't know where else arcades are.
There's right. Look up how to get an arcade cabinet for the house. Step 2, throw Whitney against it. Step 3, well, we already talked about how he has sex. Put on some dubstep.
That
It's
would be torture for me.
really fun to hear Derek doing acapella dubstep.
Oh, what's Skrillex doing in my bedroom?
Dude, I would never let this go if I was Malachi. Just like a year later, like, all right, glad to see you. Shit on my
You
house.
shit on my house.
Yeah, like I forgive you, and we're friends again. But just don't forget, you shit on
Shit on
my
my
house.
house.
Hey, dude, I'm out of cash right now. We're gonna get pizza for poker. Can you grab the pizza? I can't really
You
do it
shit on
right
my
now.
house.
Well, you shit on my house, dude.
Hey, are you making out with my girlfriend right now? You shit on my house.
But he does follow Cindy into the bathroom at school to try to talk to her. And I mean, I knew I've not seen this movie, but I was like, well, that's not her.
Nope.
But it's a Happy Gilmore moment where he's like rubbing the door. He's like, I don't know, I'm just getting so scared sometimes, scared of being alone.
I wanna touch you
All over.
And over again.
But it's this teacher from the dance, and she's
I
like,
knew you
"All
were a
right,
pervert."
you got detention, you sicko pervert." And the IMDb trivia had the most useless thing on this part. So IMDb trivia it
Most
fluctuates.
useless.
Yeah, it said during the scene where Patrick Dempsey accidentally talks to the teacher in the bathroom, she doesn't wash her hands when she leaves the stall.
No, but she
Oh,
puts it all over him.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
okay.
Well, she's a
dragging him off
teacher.
like, what?
She has bathtub gin in her classroom that she's been making for medicinal purposes. So she just dunks her hands in that white lightning.
She just goes to the guy from the faculty, whose name I can't think of right now, but the one that's
Daniel.
the Super Troopers and shit.
Yeah, Kruger
but
from
she
Seinfeld.
goes to him and she's like, "Can you just pour some coffee on my hands? I know what your coffee is."
You don't want hot coffee on your hands. You ain't drinking hot coffee, dude. I know you. I've seen
Speaking
you.
of coffee.
I clean the
Mm.
glasses. Thank you.
I went to go put my cigarette in your coffee the other day and it lit like a fucking river in Cleveland. It set fire above liquid.
We get a cutesy moment with Seth Green. He goes to like stand up for his brother. He's like, "Dude, you really fucked with my brother, man.
Yeah.
Like, he was a nerd, and then he was cool, and now he's fucking nobody." And she just like powders him in the face. And when he walks off, he's like, "Oh, what? The chick said it was good for my complexion."
Just we are riffing. We are letting Seth Green just riff all over this movie.
We are.
I mean, if he's riffing at like fucking 7 or whatever he is here,
You think
good
he's,
on him.
you
It's,
think
it's-
Yeah.
he's 13?
he might be 13. He might be 21. I don't know.
He's
Pretty
the
sure he's
oldest
13
person
right
in
there.
this movie.
Yeah, he's older than the teacher with gray hair that didn't wash her hands.
She ain't gonna live that long.
But he has his what's that movie with the boombox?
Say anything.
Say Anything. He has his Say Anything moment, but instead of a boombox, it's a lawnmower.
At
And it's not
5:59.
romantic. By the way, that's a thin line between romantic and creepy in that movie anyway.
And he's
Yeah.
like hopped up on cocaine or something.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
He is just in the front yard of their house at 6 a.m. doing handstands on this fucking lawnmower. I'm like, this is how you die.
He's doing a
I've seen
physical
Man
Nick
on the Moon.
Cage.
Yeah.
I am the greatest. I am the greatest at mowing lawns.
But he's like, I just want to, have another talk with you, the real me and the real you, and we can make up. And she's like, sure, not at 6 a.m.
Come back at 11.
Yeah. I told my mom that my mom was gonna call the cops until I told her you had a chemical imbalance.
And you were seeking help.
Yeah.
I do love
should.
you're out of the country is my favorite.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
because he
'cause-
kept calling, and he's calling as Donald, and the mom's like, she says she doesn't know any Donald. Ronald, is that you?
Is that you, Ronald?
Why'd you
Prank
say your
caller,
name was
prank
Donald?
caller.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry.
I forgot my name.
But he does say he's gonna come back at 11. She's like, I'll be washing my hair
Out
out
of the country.
That is my
So
favorite
she's
one.
flirting back already.
Yes.
It's
Mhm.
adorable.
Mhm.
It's easy to forgive someone who's tried to ruin your life.
I've done it multiple times.
But how did it work out for you?
Well, you fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, shame on us. Fool me 4 times, back to shame on you. Fool me 5 times, I'll share some of the blame, 70-30. You fool me 364 times, shame on me.
Yeah.
Once we've lived together for a year and you've been doing it every day, I can't anymore.
Can only take so much.
The problem is I'm just into emotional BDSM. So I find these just awful chicks and just see what they're doing later.
Emotionally ball gag me.
Oh man, she's emotionally got a strap on. About to get an emotional pegging.
Oh,
Stupid.
been there. But so there's this scene where Malachi is helping Patty with her homework, and Big John, or no, Quinton,
Uh-huh.
is like,
Quinton.
this motherfucker's trying to pull a fucking Ronnie Miller on her.
Yep.
And whatever.
They've already got a
He's-
name for what it's called.
It's not that hard. It's a Ronnie Miller, dude.
He's pulling a Ronnie Mill.
So he goes over to confront him. Patrick Dempsey comes over with a baseball bat, and I just love, dude. They're like getting in each other's face. There's about to be a fight, and the older teacher is about to go break it up. But this science teacher, who is still in his lab coat at lunch break, by the way, just always in his lab coat.
Loves it.
Sorry,
Every
his
time you eat
science
this
jacket.
Cafeteria, every time you eat this cafeteria, it's an experiment. So
But he just holds her back. He's like, "No, I want to see what happens."
Yeah.
he's got a bat at one of our star fucking basketball or football and baseball players.
Baseball.
Let's see how it plays out.
Because football's
he was
over
playing-
now. This is
Well,
baseball.
but saying he was football earlier too. Like so, he's a stud on 2 sports that we know of.
Okay.
Yeah.
This school would be fucking over there beating the crap out of little Ronnie
But he
McDonnie
doesn't
Miller.
have a Letterman's jacket. He always
Uh,
wears his leather bomber.
Because it's too bulky. He wants to show some chest and some abs.
He's classy.
That leather bomber is edgy.
Well, it makes him look older and more sophisticated because that's his
Exactly.
thing now.
Yeah.
How do you think he buys
Being
wine?
Sophisticated.
But the scene where
Oh, he can't. He's got to be
Pat-
21. He's got a bomber jacket.
Patrick
fought in the war.
Bradley-
Sorry.
McDreamy slams the bat on that table, and I'm just
Mhm.
like, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he says the right
everybody's
thing.
Looking.
He says the right thing. He knows he's gonna get his ass beat in a fight. He's like, I'll fucking break your pitching arm at least. Like
Yeah.
I'm taking something out with me, and it might be your career.
Remember
But it
that
does
one
lead
time
to the story.
when we were 7 years old and we were all hanging out because we were all fucking friends, and you broke your arm? Yeah, you cried the whole fucking way.
Yeah. And you shit on my house.
And I mean, it's a good point, and it's kind of the thing that always bothers me in high school movies of like the groups, because
Yeah.
like a bunch of these people were friends when they were younger. He's like,
Yeah.
now you're gonna fucking beat him up because he's sitting on your side of the cafeteria. Like, what the fuck is your problem? By the way, it's not a cafeteria; it's outside.
Yeah.
I read a little thing. So this movie was shot non-union. So
Oh.
Shocker.
SAG basically went to like all these Tucson High students who are playing extras, and was like, they were advising against doing this because if you do non-union work, you can't. Which this doesn't make any sense. But if you do non-union work, then it'll be harder for you to get into like if you want to be an actor.
Okay.
But you also have to have X number of hours to be in the union. So you do the math. But apparently the drama department, like all the kids decided not to participate
Oh, really?
because they didn't want to do non-union work and fuck up their potential future careers that they didn't.
Anybody just wanted to see themselves on camera later, like, ooh, that was pretty.
Well, all these other kids are like, I don't want to be an actor. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just get to be in a movie.
Look, you
Nope.
get to go to the pizza party if you're an extra. So
Love pizza.
Love pizza.
Make my slice extra thin.
Dempsey has this thing of like, he's just trying to make friends by being himself, and that's the hardest thing to do is just be yourself, man.
Yeah.
I fucked up.
And
I
then
know I did.
Keenan Ivory Wayans walks in and he goes, "Message." And Big John starts the slow clap.
Mm-hmm. Your dog does not like a slow clap.
Now someone rang the doorbell.
Oh, idiots.
We go back. It's Patrick Dempsey. He's doing his job again. He's mowing lawns.
He's got a
just-
sexy black Stetson on.
I don't know if that's the right word, but he
Well,
does have.
you
a
know what
Stetson on.
though? I like it because now he's finding his own style. He's like, look, I'm gonna be the first cowboy in Tucson.
And now we know it's May because he's dripping in sweat.
Yeah, or March or
Or
early February.
In
April,
the 80s, honestly, in the 80s,
some years in
it was-
October.
Just Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. Dude, what was like 80 degrees this Christmas? It was ridiculous.
Dude, it was
I'm over
almost
there fucking
90.
sweating in my goddamn Santa Claus jacket.
Like I was definitely dreaming of a white Christmas. That was the best I was getting.
Cocaine.
I was gonna say that just means I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Woo.
But Cindy comes out, she pays him, she goes off with her friends. They all acknowledge him now. They're like, "Hey, Ronnie."
Yep.
So like everybody's
It's
forgiven
that
him
Stetson.
because well, and he gave his big speech and
Yeah.
And then
He
got
admitted
Stetson.
all his faults.
the whole school
He
is
didn't admit to
now-
shitting on that dude's house.
the whole school is now equals though. There are no more cliques.
Yep.
Yeah, just the Power
That's kind
Rangers.
of what we get. So but then they come back and Cindy jumps out of the car and her friends are like, "Go for it, Cindy." And they ride off into the sunset on a riding mower.
Yep.
Yeah, you're getting pulled over like 5 houses down. This is kind of a rich neighborhood. They have a really quick response.
And yeah, "Can't Buy Me Love." Some more fucking Beatles shit.
So
Yeah.
I think we
guess
need
he
to
did
have
admit to shitting on the house. He said it when they got in the fight.
not to
I
everybody
know,
at
I'm
school though.
sorry. Oh.
You guys, look, he's trying to be himself. And yes, I shit on his house. Also,
He's just back there. He's like, "You shit on my house." Okay, yeah, I know I shit in your house. I'm gonna work that into the fucking speech. Why you guys got to bring that up? I shit on his house. He's not gonna let that go. So I
And
think
he
we
didn't
should
even
have.
shit on his house. He had shit in a bag and threw it.
I just want to know where was that human shit? Was that Big
no,
John?
they specify. He was like, "Is that human feces?" And Ricky's like, "No, it's dog shit."
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I
the-
just figured
the Big
Big John's
John's a
Big John
dog.
shit in a bag.
Yeah.
Big John's holding that. He's like, I collected this from my dog. Why do you have toilet
I got
paper
a
in your
squeaker
pocket?
coming. Oh, it's not a squeaker. Get the bag. Get the bag.
Individual bags. It comes out like giant rabbit turds.
Actually, I know exactly where they got this bag of shit.
Mhm.
It's the same place that Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez got their shit.
Oh, we're going to start selling in the snack size. We got pig shit, dog shit, human shit.
Snack size.
Joke's on you. It's all pig shit. Look at this. This is a fun size bag in case you want to throw it at the house of the children of the corn. Don't recommend it, though. Them gingers is terrifying. They're going to get you and feed you to the pig shit.
Speaking of pig shit, there's a really gorgeous girl at one point in this movie.
Me?
Well, yeah, but you're not in this movie. Who's talking to somebody, and I looked her up in the credits because I was like, well, she's beautiful. She's got to have done other work, right? The other biggest credit she had was in Beverly Hills Cop 3, where she plays Prescott Pig.
Are you talking
Who
about Barb?
No, it wasn't Barb. It's one of the other girls. It's like
Oh.
just hanging out there. No, it wasn't Iris. It was somebody else.
Okay.
But Prescott Pig is one of the big
Mascots.
mascots from the the theme park. So she's
So
not
it
even
is a
like
gorgeous girl.
a
just,
gorgeous woman in a fat pig costume.
Wow.
So let's have Derek start recommendations
Yeah.
since he's the wild card here.
I'll give it a recommendation if you like grew up watching 80s like teen comedies,
Okay.
because I don't know if it would work for younger people now, because like they wouldn't enjoy a lot of the 80s comedies. I think the beginning is pretty slow, and I think the end, once he's like ostracized, I was sitting there for a while. I was like, dude, this has got. I looked at the time. I was on my phone. I was like, there are still like 12 minutes left, and the makeup's only like 2 minutes. That's how it works in these movies. I was like,
Yeah.
we're gonna watch another 10 minutes of this kid being sad, like. But the middle part is very funny. Patrick Dempsey being a douchebag is very funny. Shitting on people's houses is very funny.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing
Unless
Big
it's
John
your
with
house.
seeing Big John without a hole in his head was pretty good. So.
All right, Jack, I'm gonna let you go next.
I do recommend it. I guess Derek kind of did nail it. Like, there's going to be a group of people that aren't going to be a fan of this because you didn't grow up with it. But I don't need the caveats of watching it with people. But I will watch this in my life again with Whitney because and people that have seen it before. So you don't need to drink to it. You don't need to smoke to it, but you can, and maybe you should.
You always can.
You always can.
Obviously, full recommend for me. I freaking love this movie. It's still kept for me. I don't know. I will always have people watch this movie.
Well,
Yeah.
with this one, I was like, you guys, we need one more movie for Made in Arizona month. When he's like, Can't Buy Me Love. And I was like, well, we already have a Patreon, and I know that you want it on Patreon. She's like, Can't Buy Me Love.
Can't buy me love.
All right,
Yep.
we'll just
It's
do
a
Can't Buy Me
bad
Love
movie. It is. I mean, it's not a
Especially-
John Hughes movie.
Especially if you know. Well, that's not a. That is actually a glowing recommendation. Is that it's not a John Hughes movie.
Before we jump off, do you have box office numbers
Oh
for
yeah,
it?
we did
Because
play the game.
it
Oh.
might be a bad movie by numerical standards.
Hold on, I did. All
I
my
can't believe I made
preparations
this
at the
episode
end,
longer.
so-
I have to pee so bad right now.
All right. I don't have a budget. I can't find a budget. But I do have box office numbers. So, and gross and US, like worldwide and US say the same thing on IMDb.
I know the budget.
What's
You
the
got it?
budget?
The budget is 1.8 million.
Oh, okay. All right. Not too shabby. Okay, you guys go for the guess.
So it made 11 million.
I saw the number, so I can't say it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
All right.
it's
Jack.
not what I would have guessed. 23.
23.
It was
Yeah.
31.6 million
Ooh, on $1 million budget?
on 1.8. So I mean, it made
Damn.
$30 million. That's pretty good for 1987.
Yeah. It'd be terrible now.
You know why it cost 1.8 million? Non-union.
Non-union.
Oh yeah.
Back when movies
Hey,
were filmed in Tucson.
when you're done being an extra, go ahead and pick up that camera and follow us to location B.
Which, like, Patrick Dempsey made it work for himself, and some of these other guys did, but that might be part of the reason we've got 2 actresses that quit, 6 years later,
Yeah.
and they were having
Yeah.
trouble finding work. I mean, I'm not surprised to find out that a girl from Friday the 13th Part 7 was doing non-union work, or Part 6.
That tracks.
and Vice Academy. So, but yeah, so that's it for this week. Next week, we will be covering... It's my turn to choose my random weird shit movie that everybody gets to watch. It's going to be a movie called Death Magic. It was filmed entirely in Tucson, shot on video, little cheap movie, but it's a hoot, and it's about a Civil War general whose ghost comes back from the dead and starts killing the descendants of his murderers.
This man
I
loves
do
that.
declare, I'm going to get vengeance on them there murderers of my family and my bloodline. The South will rise again, but it's going to be slow and stiff because we are old and our joints are quite achy. But I guarantee you the South will rise again. Oh, look, it's rising in my pants right now.
Ooh.
And it's definitely
Looks like my
got
South
some,
is rising.
Is this we have to be together to watch?
Yeah, I don't know if it's available streaming, so I try not to do these too often, but it's one of the ones I bought specifically for this.
What's
And
it
then
called?
it turned out Death Magic.
Not that
I'll
I'm
have
not going to
popcorn
watch
for
it
you.
with you, but I just want to see if it is something streaming. Death Magic Dance.
Oh, and I didn't mention either. It's too late now, but this is not streaming for free anywhere right now, but you can rent it on Amazon and Apple and buy it.
Yeah, it's like
So-
$3. Death Magic is on nothing. You can't even spend money on that.
I was like, if it's anywhere, it's like a Tubi.
Yeah.
So
You might be able to YouTube it, I guess, but
Oh, probably. But it also is definitely like a Satanic Panic 80s type of movie where like there's a
Love-
cult and there's a lot of boobs.
I love boobs.
So that'll be a fun one. I enjoy that movie. You can buy it. I'll have all that stuff available for you. You can buy it
Yeah.
on physical media like I did, and of course we have to mention our Patreon, patreon.com/worstpeople, $3 a month. This month's episode is a listener request, Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man with Mickey Rourke and Don Johnson.
Tanker Tom.
Also a first time viewing for me, and also awesome.
a delight.
I was pleasantly surprised because it was my first time, and I love me some younger Mickey Rourke.
Younger. Yeah.
I have
Younger.
3 first time watches this month.
Wow.
It's Firebirds also.
Yeah.
Wow. What a good day or month for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to mention on Firebirds, my friend Dustin he's my Black Hawk friend. He flies Black Hawks.
You gotta be careful with that. You remember our Harley Davidson episode.
This show has made this joke many times.
But he's got some pointers, so I told him when we release that, I'll send it to him so he can.
Yeah,
Write
have him
us some
comment on
shit.
something or email us. Because I
Yeah.
mean, there's probably not 3 people less qualified to talk about helicopters than these 3 people right here, but we do it anyway.
Look, I've seen a lot of movies with helicopters. I think I'm pretty qualified.
I played a doctor on stage once, so
By the time this airs, we'll have already heard back from him. But yeah, I
Okay.
just want to throw that out there.
And on Han Took Shots First, go check that out. HanTookShotsFirstPod.com and anywhere you get podcasts. We just got done talking about Rogue One, and our next episode will be one of the reasons we fucking started the whole thing. We're finally there almost a year later. We get to talk about episode 4, A New Hope, or as the classy alcoholic only calls it,
Star Wars.
I don't think I'll be on that one, guys.
Oh, I'm so
Totally.
excited. We might have a guest. We've
Yeah.
discussed something.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have a thought in process.
All right,
Yeah,
good.
'cause we have a friend who just saw Star Wars for the first time
Oh,
ever.
that's right.
Yeah, like a year ago, finally, because every time a joke or a reference was made to Star Wars, he would just skirt. We're talking about Tyler, by the way, Ty from Swigfoot. It just anytime someone made a reference about Star Wars, she's like, "Oh, hum, da, 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 da."
That's
So
not the right song. Why are you humming that?
the John Williams inspired hum. But we'll see if he wants to be on. Awesome. If not, me and Derek will
I'll
talk
be-
for 5 hours.
I'll be sitting right there watching you guys.
So, of course, we have to thank Evasion for our opening and closing music. I've been Derek,
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jack, chilling in the corn.
You shit on my house, man.